Hello everybody, this is Max Farrow from DexFXMarkets.com. In this video we're going to talk about the Xedan 2.4 release. Very excited about this one because it begins our march down the lane of being able to capture other systems and programs within our system and be able to utilize that information to better help us trade on the market. Okay, so you've downloaded the upgrade 2.4. You've installed by just double clicking it, and now you've opened up in your window. Same window as before, the Start Trading, Stop Trading. And we'll come back to this window here in a second. We now have our system of settings has grown just a little bit more. Still keeping the Nadex username and Nadex password here. Now, if you're using live or demo, if you're using demo, you got to have your live information in here. And if you're using demo, you have to have so it's separate. So each time that you switch, you're going to have to come up here and change it. For now, we don't have the process to be able to switch back and forth just yet, and that'll come out in future versions. The trading strategy process, now with the release of our personal webhook system, which is amazing. You can stay with the Dex Atomic default here. This is where we get you the Dex Delta signals and it feeds in automatically. You can have one or the other. You just can't have both. So you have to choose which one you want. So if you choose the Dex Atomic, you'll be receiving all of our signals from our signal room that you find in Discord. If you don't want to use the Dex Atomic, then simply use your personal signals, the ones that I'm going to show you how to set up in these next few videos. Now, underneath the trading strategy, you're going to have the Max Delta system coming from the Dex Delta signals. Now, if you're not sure what those are, there's a video within this series called Dex Delta Signals. Please watch that video. Now, you can set the number of contracts and the maximum buy price and sell price you would like to desire for every single one on a global level. That's what really sets this into a very good system. You'll be able to change those prices as you see fit. Now, later on, we'll be able to do much more with that level, and you can kind of see down where we're getting into the trading pair settings. But for now, like especially for the Dex Delta signals and Dex Atomic signals, keep them at 65-35. This has already been here, but I'll open it up to show you what it looks like when you hit override for defaults. Of course, we have our own Delta setting that you can have. If you want to trade the Auto JPY, but only up to Delta 3, then you can do so at this process. Also setting the amount of orders and ones that have a little bit higher winning rate for you feel more comfortable with, set it a little higher if you needed to. But we would suggest you keeping the same one through global through the entire thing. But for you advanced traders, this should be a lot of extra data you'll be able to collect. As we scroll down, we get into the fun stuff. Toggle between auto and manual. Remember what I said? Gold is active. So if you're on the gold side, see just like that, now you're manual. Now you're auto. Now you're live, which then you would have to come back up and change your username and password. And remember, we don't make you put the demo prior to, so you don't have to do that. But you do have to change your password depending on if you have a separate password. If your password's the same for both and your username's the same for both, then just go ahead and leave it. For now, I'm going to go back to auto. Toggle between your Nadex demo and live account, of course, very simple. Here is where your personal webhook you can copy your personal webhook from, and what you'll do is you'll double click it, make sure the entire thing is highlighted. You'll right click or you'll hit Control C on your computer, and that should copy it. Now, in future video, I'll show you where this goes over in the alerts and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, but you'll be able to use this to put into your alerts to send to your Xedan. It's pretty cool. You'll see what that looks like here in the next video. The UI settings here, very simple. If I click no on both of these, you'll see what happens over here to the left. The Xedan panel here moves here. And then once we're inside Nadex, you'll see that this panel right here sort of overshoots some of the information here. So you can then come back into here, come back to dock the side panel, say yes, I don't want this thing moving out every time I come over to Nadex. So there you go. So now when you're in Nadex, it won't shoot out on you as you're trying to get to like your feedback information or your history. And the system is docked automatically. We don't have any signals firing at the moment, so there's no information in here. But normally there would be if there was a signal there. So if I hit no again, oop, I just hit logged out. Comes back in very quick. I love how fast this is. It's a beautiful, fast system. Okay. Start trading again. Open it up. There we are. Now, the default for this is, as you can kind of see, I didn't press it yet. You see it says DEX signals up there. There's the 2 right there. If I come back down to settings and I want that box to stay out, I'll hit yes. And go back over to Nadex, and there it is. It's been docked in. Now, it squeezes that box in just a little tiny bit there. So you have to make sure when you're opening this up, you have it open up all the way so you can get a good. And this is about what I like to see, a 1090, across my screen. It looks pretty good. Also, I want you all to keep in mind when there are signals available, it will kick in and offer to see if it's available. These pairs aren't available today on the Forex exchange here. Okay, so or on the Nadex exchange here because it's a holiday today, Martin Luther King Day. So just keep that in mind. When you first start it up, it'll put these in a holding pattern until your next called signals. Now, let's go have a look at one of our newest features. And this is the Trading View chart system. And this is pretty cool because when you first get here, you might have the front page or what have you. You'll have to come up here to these 3 little bars and hit sign in. And once you do that, you'll be able to, it'll bring you to a screen like this. And then you can log into your system. And from this system, you can do everything you do over at tradingview.com. See, so that's pretty cool for you to be able to have all this process right here at your fingertips. So you don't have to flip back and forth over to your, if you're using a remote desktop and you want to see what it looks like as far as the trade goes, you can come over here and click on the alert or see what it's doing at that effect. Okay. Now keep in mind the DEX Delta signals won't show up on this process for you for the Trading View only because that's coming from a different source. So you would have to know exactly what levels we use for that DEX Delta signal to be able to see if it's a viable trade at that point. But while you're trading your personal signals and your alerts, you can have those alerts right in here working very, very nicely for yourself, which we find to be an extreme convenience. In future videos or future versions of this process, you'll be able to click right here and go right to a Nadex signal from that point, maybe trade right from the chart. These are things that we're looking forward to in the future as we develop our relationship with data, being able to get the data from Nadex, all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Well, that looks like about it. If you're having any problems, please, please, please write us, contact us. Nadex does not know anything about how to fix a Xedan system, so don't be calling Nadex. Call us, get us on board, and if you have any other problems, just please reach out to us via call or chat or what have you. There's a million ways to contact us. All right, we'll see you next time, and as always, trade well.